From crime to development, those are some issues that retired chief engineer and current Eastside resident Tim Weber wants to tackle if he's elected to Charleston City Council to represent the District 4 area. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I talk with him one-on-one. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Tim Weber, welcome to the award-winning Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes, sir. I know that you are currently a resident of Charleston's East Side, and you are also retired after almost 20 years as a chief engineer of large cargo ships. Now I understand that you want to become the next council member for District 4, which covers the East Side, Rosemount, Mesquite, Rexboro, and of course, Bayside and other locations. Let me ask you, why Tim Weber? Why City Council? Why now?
Well, Quintin, because I want to make a difference. You know, I feel like there's a lot of things within the city and specifically in District 4 that have gone, that need to be done better. And I think I've got a lot to offer the city along those lines. And I think we can make the city a lot better place to live. If you've heard my platform, it centers a lot around gun violence. And I think that is one area where the city has really dropped the ball and we can really make a better impact than what we've been doing. And that's the main reason I'm running, yeah.
And I'm going to get to that in just a second, but how did your relationship begin with the constituents of District 4?
Well, I've lived on the east side for 15 years. So, I've got a lot of friends here. I spend a lot of time here. And, of course, socialize with a lot of people around the area. And I've gotten involved in a lot of things. I've been to countless ECDC meetings and been involved along those lines. Garden club, I'm always going around looking for a little place that could use a little beautification, planting trees and flowers and whatnot. The litter cleanup, I've been heavily involved in that. Of course, that's an excellent social way to get to meet people of the district and talk to people about their problems, their concerns, and what they think could be done differently within the district. As well as, the crime, as I touched on earlier, has been a big issue that I think hasn't been addressed properly. And I went to the point where I coordinated a neighborhood watch program and got that going, and that made a big difference as well.
Now, I was just reading on the Charleston City paper, and they obviously did an interview with you about why you're running for Charleston City Council, and it was reported that you obviously been living here for 15 years, and then I looked on the votervote411.org, it says 16 years. How long have you actually lived on the East Side?
Well, it's a little confusing. My wife bought our house on Reed Street in 2004, and my wife and I met in 2005. So, it depends on where you round the number to, but it's right between 15 and 16 years.
Now, what you talk about obviously what you've been involved with as far as, the East Side, Community Development Corporation and whatnot, the Garden Club, and, obviously, helping stop crime on the East Side. What is your relationship with the African Americans of the East Side right now?
I mean, I've got a lot of friends. I've got a lot of friends of all different colors and all different races. I've been here a long time. So, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I mean, I try not to say I've got, friends with the African or black community or white community. I just have friends that are of all races. And that's what's important to me is to try to bring people together.
And particularly with the African American women, what is your current relationship with them?
I have a lot of African American women friends. I mean, I'm not really sure what you want me to say about what is my relationship with them. Again, I don't really specify what race anybody is. If they're good people, I want to, be friends with them, So it doesn't matter what their skin color or gender is.
What has been the most important thing that has changed in the East Side in the past 4 years?
In the past 4 years, what's the most important thing? Well, development, for sure. There's no two ways about it. We've had massive development, and we've had a certain amount of displacement that's been associated with that. And I think the developers could be more responsible, more engaged, and more involved in the community, and try to help more and try to stop the displacement. We've got absentee landlords that have bought house after house and turned them into rental properties, and they're not involved, they're not engaged, they're not taking care of their property, and that's something I'd like to work on.
And you talk about property. How many homes do you actually own on the East Side?
I own 7 homes.
7
on the
homes.
East Side.
And I know that also you are a landlord too, right?
Yes. Two of them are under renovation, and let's see, 4 of them are rented out.
And do you have
And, you say East Side. I'm in District 4. One of them's up on Meeting Street. So they're not all on the East Side either.
right? I know you have a lot there at the corner of Line and Hanover too, from my reporting. But let me
I
ask
do.
you, okay, with those houses that you rent out, how many of them do you actually rent out to black people, for instance?
Well, I'll rent to anybody. I don't differentiate color, Quintin. I'm not sure where you're getting at with that, but I've had black tenants over the years for sure. If they're interested in renting, everybody's welcome.
Okay, and what I'm trying to get at is this, Tim. I've talked to a lot of people on the East Side, and they feel like your relationship with them, particularly the black people, are kind of strained. When you hear that, what do you say?
I don't understand where they're coming from. I mean, I've got so many black friends, so many black supporters that have asked me to run for this position. It actually makes me a little defensive. I don't understand where that's coming from. I'm a little upset to even hear you say that, to be honest with you.
And well, this is what I'm getting from people that I'm talking to on the East Side. But let me ask you this: education is key.
Well, I would ask him that you talk to a few more people, because I've got a lot of friends over here of all colors.
Education is key. I noticed that public art has enhanced the East Side totally. Do you see how public art has affected the East Side?
Public art. No, that's a subject that I'm not real familiar with. I don't see a lot of public art on the East Side. Not really sure where you're going with that one either. Can you give me a specific example?
I'm a product of the famous photographer at the corner of American and Reed Streets. Where can you show me what has been more effective than the public art at American and Reed Streets?
What has been more effective than the art at the corner of Reed? So you're talking about the billboard.
I'm on that billboard. I'm on that billboard.
Oh, that's
I'm on the
awesome.
billboard.
That's good. I didn't know that, Quintin. Yeah. What has been more effective than that? Probably. I mean, I don't think anything has. As a matter of fact, I know in 2019 I was engaged with Moms Demanding Action, and we were talking about getting public art incentives on the East Side, as a matter of fact, and working with people and get a lot more public art going. That was part of our initiative to try to engage people and try to bring different cultures together and do what we could to increase public art and make things like that a little bit more, around the East Side, a little more known and things like that. The picture you're talking about, I did live on Reed Street, a half a block from there for 10 years, and I always enjoyed that. I liked looking at it, thinking about it. It really, gave you some depth to the community and made you think about, where we've come from and where we're headed.
What other examples can you show that the city understands social engineering?
Social engineering. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what you're talking about there as well. I mean, what kind of social engineering would you like? I mean, you talk about the Hempstead Mall, where, we pushed for improvements on the Hempstead Mall, and we got, we worked really hard to make sure it was diverse, and then a lot of different types of people that represented the community were involved in that.
Why do you think, Tim, that the South Carolina State University put an extension program when the demographics doesn't match what state is actually offering?
Why did the South Carolina State can you ask me that again, Quintin?
Yes, sir. You know the extension program that they're going to put there at the corner of America, and obviously right there near, right across from the pool, right there. There's a South Carolina
on
State.
Lee Street. Yes,
exactly.
They've already built the building. They're getting ready for ribbon cutting ceremony. Sure.
Exactly right. But why do you think South Carolina State put an extension program there when the demographics doesn't match what South Carolina State is actually offering?
Well, South Carolina State. What do you mean the demographics don't match what South Carolina State is offering? I mean, South Carolina State is a predominantly historically black university, and the demographics right there in the projects, kind of match that. So I'm not really sure where you're going with that.
Does the College of Charleston have any educational programs for the East Side residents?
Not that I know of, no.
How many people in the city of Charleston's Parks and Recreation Department actually have degrees in recreation? When you think of all of that's going on the East Side with Hampstead Square Park, with Mall Park?
How many people in the Parks and Recreation Department have degrees?
Yes, sir.
From the East Side?
In recreation, degrees in recreation.
How would I know what the degrees are for the people in Parks and Recreation Department?
How many children in your District 4 have actually graduated from elementary school in 2019?
I'm running for city council, Quintin. That's an education problem or question.
All right. As you know, the area has been gentrified, the east side, and certain people who have been living here for a limited time now say that the people are privileged, according to longtime residents. Why is that the case?
Why are people privileged?
Why is
Quintin,
that the case?
I got to admit, Quintin, I'm not sure where all these questions are going. I mean,
do you know the answer or no?
why are people privileged?
Yes, sir. The area.
Why are they perceived? I can't tell you why people are perceived that the new people are privileged. I mean, no, I don't know what's in people's heads. I'm sorry, Quintin.
Okay.
I feel like you're leading this interview down a path of racial divide, and I'm not really.
No, I'm not. These are questions that people are asking, sir. I'm not here to do any racial divide. That's not what I do here.
I'm not sure who's asking these questions. These are questions I've heard on the campaign trail.
No,
I was knocked on every door in this district.
I live in the district, sir. I live on the east side, and these are the problems I'm hearing around on the east side.
All right.
So let me continue with this interview if I can. There are complaints about certain people who have been on. Oh, you cut.